Hey everyone, Dave back with you today with a quick check-in and update about my kayaking adventures and my quest for a new vehicle. It is late February here in Central Virginia, and spring is just around the corner, so I'm looking forward to getting back out on the water in my kayak and training on a more consistent basis. I've been able to get out there a fair amount throughout the winter, but there were a couple weeks where my water was frozen, and there were a couple weekends where the temperature and the rest of the weather conditions just were not favorable. It was like in the low to mid 40s, which I'm okay with in general. But you combine that with rain or high winds, and then I'm out. That's not fun to me. So I have not been on the water training as much as I would love to. But racing season is just around the corner, so I'll be out there soon, laying down tons of base miles. Um, the other side of the coin of not being on the water kayaking is I've been able to spend more time in the gym. Now, much as a bodybuilder would kind of bulk during the off season and then cut during the whatever season they do, whatever they do, and they shed all that fat. I'm just a long, skinny twig. I don't have much on me at all. But during the winter, I work on trying to um, gain a little strength, maybe gain a little bit of muscle. Um, but now it's time to kind of cut way back on the weights and reps in the gym and save that all for paddling. So I'm making that transition now. I've managed to stay healthy and uninjured, so I'm very blessed and fortunate about that. The first race of the season for me in the Mid-Atlantic region is going to be Little D on the Monocacy. They just announced that one, and registration went live last night. It's in Frederick, Maryland, end of April. I will be there. Westside Boat Shop Kayaks will be a sponsor again this year, and I'm going to have some cool boats up there for you to check out. So come check me out there at the Little D race. I also have a brand new Westside Boat Shop Delta kayak that came out of the shop. It's done up in basalt and Negra. And if ever you thought about making a transition from a plastic wreck kayak to a performance kayak and maybe get into racing, this is a 13-foot, 10-inch long boat made up in basalt and Negra. It is the fastest boat in this length that you're going to find anywhere. Brand new, never been on the water. Nobody's even sat in it yet. Beautiful basalt and Negra layout with full carbon seat and cockpit combing. Come check that out. It is for sale, brand new. I have a video of that, and I did a post on it at davethekayaker.com. You can go there and check it out. And if you go to the Westside Boat Shop new and classified boat section, you'll see the listing there. You'll be able to see some pictures and videos of that boat. So, yeah, so my search for a new car. And let me give you a little bit of background. I've been kind of researching the market on a used car for the past year. And it's been crazy. The pandemic really messed up the car market. For a while, people couldn't get new inventory, and people were buying whatever they could find. And there was just kind of a shortage on anything, and people were willing to pay whatever they had to get a vehicle. It made the market not a real true market anymore. Well, now things are normalizing, and I've been looking at used cars, and I'm looking I'll go through the history of my vehicles and what I'm driving now, but I've been looking for used recent model years, and the price differential now between used vehicles and new vehicles of the exact same model, the economics don't make sense. It doesn't make sense to buy a used vehicle with maybe 10, 20, 40,000 miles on it for a couple few $1,000s less than the same vehicle brand new. So that opened up my mind to thinking, okay, maybe this is the first time in my life that I've ever bought a new car for myself. I've always bought used cars. Right now I'm driving a 2007 Dodge Durango. I bought that in 2009. The first owner bought it new in 2008. It had been on the lot for a year before the first owner bought it. And that poor son of a gun, the story was he had a small child and bought the Durango. I think it only had 11,000 miles on it when I bought it. He found out his wife was pregnant with twins. And that vehicle has two center seats separated by a console. And if you have two car seats there mounted, you cannot flip those seats forward to then get into the far back seat to put in another car seat. So I understand why this guy had to give up that vehicle. I feel bad for him, but it was a very fortunate situation for me. I've loved that vehicle. It's been great for my family. We're a family of 5, and when the kids were home and small, we would go see family in southwestern and northwestern Pennsylvania, and it was great to be able to fit a family of 5 in a 4-wheel drive vehicle and take everything we needed to go see family over the holidays and whatnot. The vehicle served me well. I've got the racks on top. I can carry and haul 3 kayaks with it. I've hauled a lot of kayaks with it. But I don't really trust it so much on long distances, and I'm looking for something a little bit more fuel efficient. So I hate to say goodbye to the Dave the Kayaker mobile, but it's time. I might hang on to it just for local driving and for the occasional wintertime 4-wheel drive when I need it. But it's time to get something more reliable for long distances. My vehicle before that was a 1998 Dodge Durango, and now my family outgrew that vehicle for much the same reason as I have the current Durango. We had 2 children then. The 98 Durango did not have the 3rd row seat, so we got along fine with 2 car seats mounted in the back seats, or really the middle seats. But then when we found out the 3rd kid was coming along, that vehicle didn't make sense, so we traded that in. Actually, we sold that privately and then went out and bought the 2007 Durango. My vehicle before that was actually before children. That was a 1992 Dodge Dakota Sport. You're probably seeing a little theme developing here. I've been a Mopar guy my whole life. I've loved the V8s. And actually the only vehicle I've ever had before that was a 1970 Plymouth Fury 3, and that's the name badge from it right there, one of them. It was the old family vehicle that I inherited. Drove the wheels off that thing. That thing died with 293,000 miles on the odometer. And it would still be going if a giant oak tree didn't fall on it during a tropical storm. But that put me into the Dakota. So I've driven Mopars my whole life. I love Dodge vehicles, but I don't think I would ever buy another one. Dodge doesn't have anything in their lineup for me anymore. Their new Durangos, I've heard nothing but bad things about. Firstly, they're overpriced. All Stellantis vehicles, in my mind, are overpriced. They've jacked up their prices so much over the past couple years, it's ridiculous. And then I've heard things like the new Durangos have carbon fiber oil pans that warp and the oil leaks out. I've not heard good stories about them. So for the first time in my life, I'm shopping outside the brand, and I'm looking new. Like I said, new cars make more sense when you compare them to used cars of the same model, and the price differential is not that great anymore, folks. And new car prices, I'm seeing new cars sitting on lots for longer and longer, and I'm starting to see some of them being sold at or below manufacturer's suggested retail price. And I'll tell you what I've been looking at. I've been looking at the Toyota Corolla Cross, the Mazda CX-30, the Nissan Rogue, and the Subaru Crosstrek. That's sort of the small crossover SUV vehicle I'm looking at. I need something with the side rails, with the crossbars on top so I can haul kayaks. And I'm shopping for new vehicles. So I'm trying to flip the script a little bit maybe on car dealers to let you know I'm looking for a new car. I will have no problem being qualified for a loan. My credit is excellent, so don't worry about that. I've seen some like brand new 2022s and some brand new 2023s still sitting on lots for over 400 days, and I'm seeing the prices go below MSRP, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm hoping a dealer sees this somewhere and can reach out to me. I want the best out-the-door price I can get. And any incentives that can be offered, so much the better. If you want some PR on this channel for your dealership, or if you're an OEM for your brand, I'm more than happy to do that. I'll give you coverage. I'll do a review of the vehicle. I'll highlight it in my kayaking videos, hauling boats. I don't care, but I'm looking for a good deal. I'm willing to drive many, many, many hours for the right vehicle. So if you're a dealer out there and you have a vehicle in the Corolla Cross, Mazda CX-30, Nissan Rogue, Subaru Crosstrek range, you're smart. You can figure out how to hunt me down. I prefer email. I've made the mistake a couple of times of giving my information to dealer websites, and I just cannot handle all the phone calls that I get constantly from dealers. So I'm trying to flip the script a little bit. Reach out to me if you got something that you think would fit my needs for a really, really good out the door price, and I am interested. One caveat: Hyundai and Kia, don't even think about contacting me. We bought one of your used cars in the engine that just kind of, it needs a quart of oil every 1,000 miles. And if you love running a car that runs on oil, that's great, but that's only great until the engine eventually blows up. And Hyundai was horrible. They just would not stand behind that warranty. And we were the second owner, and they basically flipped us the middle finger. So Hyundai, Kia, I would never ever buy another vehicle from you, so don't reach out to me. And hey, lastly guys, I'm testing out a new studio setup here, trying to take this channel up a notch, and let me know what you think. I've got some oh, it's over here, some neon little kayaking thing here. I've got some of my rock and roll gear here. There's BB King's autograph. Here is Johnny Winter. And then over this shoulder, we've got Hank Williams Jr. I got his autograph on that. And here's Tom Kiefer from Cinderella. And right over here, we have Nita Strauss. And I'm announcing here tonight, Nita Strauss is the new official guitarist of DaveTheKayaker.com. I know you didn't see this coming. I know you didn't want this, and I know you'll never know about it. So let me know what you think of the new studio. I'll see you at upcoming events and races. And until next time, which hopefully will be very, very soon, stay healthy, be fit, love the sport of kayaking, take what it has to give you, and pay it forward.
When you want an extraordinary racing kayak made in the finest American tradition, or maybe just own a piece of American kayaking history, you want a West Side Boat Shop kayak, now available from DaveTheKayaker.com. West Side Boat Shop kayaks. The tradition continues.